Yo, what is up, people? What is up? It is your boy Chenzaloon. Welcome back to that channel. Today we are talking soil. Soil, baby, the most important part of planting. I want to show you guys my go-to organic soil mix, the one I've been using here in Costa Rica for all of my grows. If you've ever tried to build soil here in Costa Rica, you know that it gets a little hard to find the good stuff. Like perlite, for example. If you can even find it, it's like $60 a bag. That's crazy. So instead of chasing all the imported stuff, I started looking for local, natural alternatives that work just as good, or honestly, in my case, I think better. Everything I'm going to show you here is easy to find, affordable, and totally organic. And the best part is, once you mix it all up, it's a just add water setup. No bottled nutrients, no complicated feeding schedules, just let nature do its thing, and the plants love it. Plus, at the end, I have a little bit of a bonus, so make sure you stick around to learn some secrets. So first up, we have the Evergreen Super Tierra, or Super Soil. This is the backbone of my mix. It's already packed with composted material and nutrients, so it gives you a solid start without having to mix a bunch of amendments. What I really like about this is it's alive. It's full of bacterial microbes that help break down organic matter into nutrients for your plants to actually use. It holds moisture really well, which is important in this tropical heat, but also drains nicely. Once we add all the cocoa and rice hulls, it's perfect. Think of this as the engine for your soil. This is what powers the whole ecosystem. Next up, I throw in some cocoa coir. Always rinsed and buffered. That part's important because cocoa naturally holds salts, and you want to make sure those are out before planting. Cocoa is amazing for structure. Keeps your soil fluffy, full of air, helps with drainage, and roots love oxygen, so it helps give them space to grow deep and fast. It also retains moisture evenly, so your soil doesn't dry out too fast in the sun. Out here in Costa Rica, that's a big deal. Between the cocoa and the super soil, you've got a perfect base for a self-sustaining, moisture-balanced, just add water mix. Alright, rice hulls. This is the local alternative to perlite. Now this right here is my secret weapon. They do everything perlite does, but they're natural, cheap, and easy to find here. Now some people might be saying, what's perlite? Perlite's that white looking popcorn stuff that you usually see in potting mixes. Basically, it's volcanic glass that's been superheated until it expands and looks kind of like popcorn. The good thing about perlite is that it's great for aeration, it keeps your soil loose and helps water drain, which stops your roots from drowning, which is really important. It's light, it's clean, it's really consistent. That's why it's so popular in commercial mixes. But here's the downside. It's not renewable. It breaks down over time and turns into dust. And in a tropical place like Costa Rica, it's crazy expensive. So I use rice hulls. Rice hulls actually add silica when they break down and feed the soil, which perlite just kind of sits there and doesn't bring anything to the table except airspace. So yeah, perlite works, but for me, rice hulls are cheaper, more natural, and honestly, better in the overall health of your soil. They add air pockets to the soil, which help with drainage, they prevent compaction, and over time, they break down and release silica, which helps plants build strong cell walls. So instead of spending $60 or more on imported perlite, I grab a sack of rice hulls from the local rice farmer down the road, $4. And this stuff works beautifully. It's lighter, it's cleaner, and it fits perfectly into that all organic, all local vibe. And then comes the good stuff, Colonel Fertile. This is like a gentle food source. It's all natural fertilizer made right here in Costa Rica. And honestly, it's perfect for organic setups. It's got a mild NPK balance, a little nitrogen for green growth, phosphorus for roots and flowers, potassium for strength. Plus it has a little bit of added calcium magnesium for healthy cell development. The best part is half of it is pure organic matter. That means it doesn't just feed your plants, it feeds your soil. The microbes eat it up, break it down slowly, and release the nutrients over time. So you're not out here measuring teaspoons every week. You just mix it once, your soil stays active, and it stays nutrient rich for weeks. Now once all that's mixed in together, I like to add a little bit of Trico Eco. This is a life activator. Now this little addition is really what brings the soil to life. Full of bacterial fungi called trichoderma, which these guys are like bodyguards for your roots. They protect against bad pathogens like root rot and fusarium, but they also help your plant absorb more nutrients and water. Once that trichoderma colonizes your soil, it becomes a living ecosystem. That's why this mix works so well as a just water setup. Everything stays balanced naturally. The fungi, the microbes, the organic matter, they all work together to feed your plant on autopilot. Now, why does this all work? So when put all together, the evergreen soil, the cocoa, the rice hulls, the colonal fertile, and the trichodermas, what you've got is a balanced, breathable, living soil. It drains well, it holds water, it feeds itself, and protects the roots. You don't need to add bottled nutrients every week or worry about pH swings. You just add water when it's dry, keep it moist, and let the biology do the rest of the work. That's what makes this soil so special. It's low effort, high performance, and completely natural. And then here's a little bonus tip. Remember those rice hulls we talked about? Well, this is just another reason you should have these for your garden. Now, on top of the regular rice hulls, every once in a while, I like to do a little charred rice hull feed. Basically, I take some dried rice hulls and lightly char them. Not full ash, just a little blackened. This does a couple cool things. When you burn them just right, they turn into a form of biochar, which is full of carbon and activates the silica. The carbon acts like a sponge. It holds onto the nutrients, helping them stay in the root zone instead of washing out when you water. And that silica boost, that's what really helps a plant build strength. Stronger stems, thicker leaves, better resistance to stress or bugs. Usually I do this once or twice a grow, just as a top dress or a mix in with the watering. Super simple, totally natural, and since it's made from rice hulls, it fits perfectly with the rest of the mix. Cheap, local, and honestly, one of the best silica sources you can get without a bottle. So that is my Costa Rica soil mix. Simple ingredients, all local, all organic, and totally budget friendly. You don't need expensive imports or fancy bottles to grow healthy plants. You just need good living soil and a little patience. So if you try this mix, let me know how it goes. Drop a comment, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's grow. Pura Vida.